Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing nothing has changed. The same habits, the same struggles, the same regrets whispering in the back of your mind. Why? Because once again you told yourself you'd start tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll eat healthier. Tomorrow you'll finally be honest. Tomorrow you'll chase the dream you keep shelving for later. And yet, tomorrow keeps running away from you, like a mirage on the horizon, always out of reach. But here's the truth you don't want to hear. There is no tomorrow, not in the way you've been hoping for. The only moment you will ever have to transform your life is this one. Right now, this breath, this choice. That was the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius nearly 2,000 years ago, when he wrote, "You deserve everything you're going through, because you would rather become good tomorrow than be good today." It sounds harsh, doesn't it? Almost accusatory, as if he's pointing a finger at you through the centuries, saying, stop waiting. Stop pretending you'll change when conditions are perfect. Stop lying to yourself, because the battle isn't somewhere off in the future. It's here, it's now. And you're either fighting or surrendering. Let's be honest, we love the idea of tomorrow. It feels safe. It lets us dream of a better version of ourselves without demanding the cost of becoming that person today. Tomorrow, we'll have more energy. Tomorrow, we'll have more discipline. Tomorrow, the stars will finally align for us to make that change. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Tomorrow is a liar. It tricks you into thinking time will do the work for you. That wisdom will arrive simply because the calendar moves forward. That courage will magically appear when you're ready. But you're not training for some future battle. Life is happening right now, in real time, demanding a decision at every moment. And the war for your character? It isn't fought on some distant field. It's here, over a single temptation, a single conversation, a single choice to act or delay. The cupcake on the plate, the white lie on your tongue, the workout shoes sitting by the door. You either pick them up or you don't. You either tell the truth or you don't. You either honor your goal or you betray it. Every excuse you make is another day surrendered to the enemy. Habit, fear, laziness, chaos. And Marcus Aurelius would say, you deserve what you tolerate. Think about it. When you promise yourself, I'll start tomorrow, what actually happens? You imagine some future version of yourself, stronger, wiser, more disciplined, who will do the work you're avoiding today. But that future self doesn't exist, and it never will, because every version of you, past, present, future, only ever acts in one place, this moment. It doesn't matter what you plan for next week. It doesn't matter what guilt you carry from yesterday. When the challenge shows up, when the craving hits, when the temptation whispers, when the fear tightens its grip, you only ever fight in the now. That's why the Stoics kept hammering this point. Life doesn't wait. You don't get a dress rehearsal. This moment is the Olympics. And you're already standing in the arena, whether you like it or not. The question is, will you compete? Let's take something simple. You want to stop lying. Not huge, elaborate lies, just the little ones, the excuses, the harmless fabrications you tell to avoid discomfort. And then it happens. The moment comes when you could bend the truth to make life easier. You could avoid the awkward conversation. You could protect your image. And in that single moment, the whole war is right here. Not tomorrow, not in some self-help book, not in a grand moral philosophy. Right here, in this ordinary conversation, with this ordinary temptation, in this ordinary moment. You either tell the truth or you don't. And whichever one you choose, that's who you are. Not who you dream of being, not who you promise to be next month, but who you are, now. Do you feel the weight of that? Because if you keep lying, you're not a basically honest person who occasionally slips. No, you are what you repeatedly do. And the same is true for every habit you want to build, every vice you want to destroy. Courage, practiced in the moment you feel fear. Self-control, practiced in the moment you crave indulgence. Discipline, practiced in the moment you want to quit. Everything else is imagination. So why do we keep choosing tomorrow? Because the present feels too small, too ordinary, too unimportant. We tell ourselves, this one cookie doesn't matter. This one skipped workout doesn't matter. This one little lie doesn't matter. But everything matters. Not because the cookie will ruin your health, or the lie will ruin your life, but because each choice carves a groove in your character. Every time you delay, you make it easier to delay again. Every time you surrender, you teach your body and mind to expect surrender. Every time you betray your own standards, you become comfortable with the betrayal. That's why Marcus Aurelius warned himself, and us, so sharply. He wasn't talking about one mistake. He was talking about the pattern. The pattern of letting life slip through your fingers while you tell yourself stories about tomorrow. People often think virtue is about impressing others, about being good in some moralistic way. But here's the selfish secret. An honest person sleeps better. A disciplined person wastes less time on regret. A courageous person lives with fewer what-ifs haunting them at night. Virtue isn't about looking holy. It's about living free. Free from the chaos of a double life. Free from the shame of wasted years. Free from the anxiety of always waiting to begin. When you tell the truth, you don't have to remember your lies. When you honor your standards, you don't have to juggle excuses. When you act with courage, you don't have to live in fear of your own cowardice. And all of that begins with one choice. This one. So here we are. You want to change your life? You want to build discipline? You want to stop wasting time, energy, potential? Then stop imagining some heroic version of yourself who will appear later. Because that person will never come. The only person who can act is the one listening to this right now. The one facing a choice today. This is the battle. This is the test. This is the chance to act. Not next week. Not after the holidays. Not when life feels easier. Now. Say no to the cupcake. Say yes to the workout. Tell the truth. Start the project. Have the hard conversation. Do the thing you keep postponing. Because every time you win this single battle, you change the wiring of your own mind. You teach yourself, I am the kind of person who follows through. I am the kind of person who lives with discipline. I am the kind of person who does what I said I'd do. And eventually, that identity sticks. Until one day, you wake up and realize you're no longer pretending to be disciplined or honest or courageous. You are. So maybe Marcus Aurelius was right to sound so blunt. You deserve what you're going through, because you'd rather become good tomorrow than be good today. It's a slap in the face, yes. But maybe we needed it. Because life isn't waiting. The clock isn't pausing. And the person you want to become isn't hiding in the future. They're built one decision at a time, in the only moment you ever have, this one. So here's the question. What choice do you need to make right now? What temptation do you need to resist? What habit do you need to start or stop before this day ends? Don't think about the whole year. Don't imagine the entire journey. Just this moment, this choice, this single act of courage or honesty or discipline. Do it now. And tomorrow, you'll thank yourself for not waiting another day to begin.